Hey guys, welcome back to my place. And it is 24 days of cookies here on my channel, which means I'm going to be sharing one cookie recipe video a day in December until Christmas. So that's 24 videos in December, all about cookies. So today I'll be sharing the best sugar cookie recipe from twosisterscrafting.com. I came across this recipe when I was searching it on Pinterest. Their post was one of the top posts on Pinterest for sugar cookies, and I absolutely fell in love with this recipe, not only because it tastes amazing, but because there is zero chill time. That is huge for me. I absolutely hate waiting. I am very impatient, which is really bad when you're a baker because a big part of baking is waiting. You know, you have to be patient if you want good results. So yes, for day 2 of 24 days of cookies, I will be sharing the best sugar cookie recipe from twosisterscrafting.com. For this recipe, you will need 2 cups sweet cream salted butter, 2 cups sugar, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons vanilla, 4 teaspoons baking powder, and 6 cups of flour. So I gave you guys the ingredients list for a full batch of cookies, but as you could probably tell in the video, I used half of that, which is exactly what I used half for this video. But it's super easy if you want to half it yourself. Okay, so to make the dough, in a stand mixer, cream together the butter and the sugar. Next, add the vanilla and eggs, mixing until the eggs disappear into the mix. Then add in the baking powder. To add the flour, make sure that you add it a little bit at a time. Since it is a big batch, you want to make sure that the flour is well incorporated in the dough, so you can stop it and scrape the bowl down, making sure that all the flour is getting mixed in. Once your dough comes together, you are ready to roll. On a lightly floured surface with a floured rolling pin, roll out your dough to desired consistency. I love to use dough spacers. They're like the little rings that I put at the end of my rolling pins to help me roll out the dough into the perfect thickness, so it's all even. It's not, thicker in one part and thinner on the other part. So I love to use those, and for sugar cookies I use the thickest band that comes in the set. So I'm going to leave a link down below for the dough spacers. Sorry, I forgot what they were called for a minute. Once your dough is rolled out, you can cut out some shapes with festive cookie cutters. I was going for a California desert Christmas theme because there's no snow here in California, and there is plenty of palm trees and cacti, so I was going for that theme in case you were wondering why there's palm trees and cacti. Also, make sure to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit while you're rolling out the dough. Now transfer your cookies onto a baking sheet, leaving about 1 inch in between. These cookies do not spread out that much, so you don't have to worry about them being too close together or giving them enough space. Also, you don't have to use parchment paper, but I always like to, so it's really up to you. You don't have to. There's a lot of butter in these cookies, so they will come right off. When you are ready, place your cookies in the oven and bake 6 to 8 minutes. So depending on the size, if it's on the smaller size, I would do 6, medium 7, and larger cookies 8, maybe 9 minutes. Mine were medium size, so they took 7 minutes. And I know they're ready just by looking at them, so I make sure that the edges are firm but that they're not golden. They look kind of weird taking them out of the oven because they look like they might still be raw because there's not enough color on the cookies, but that is exactly what you want. you don't want to overbake your cookies because you still want them to be nice and soft. So don't overbake your cookies. If they look kind of raw but the edges are firm, they are good to go. But once they're baked, you can let them cool on the cookie sheet for about 5 minutes before transferring them to a wire rack. And that's it for the cookies. So now for the royal icing. For the royal icing recipe, I got it from this Better Homes and Gardens magazine. I found some really good tips in here, and one of the amazing recipes in here was the royal icing. So I will give you the recipe. For the royal icing, you will need 1 pound powdered sugar, which is about 4 cups, 3 tablespoons meringue powder, half a teaspoon cream of tartar, half a cup warm water, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Alright, so now to make it. In a large bowl, stir together powdered sugar, meringue powder, and cream of tartar. Add warm water and vanilla. Beat with a mixer on low until well combined. Beat on high 7 to 10 minutes or until icing is very stiff. If not using immediately, cover bowl with a damp paper towel. If not using immediately, cover the bowl with a damp paper towel or with some plastic wrap. So I made my icing a couple days in advance. So what I did is I put it in a plastic container and I put plastic wrap on top of the icing, making sure that the wrap touched the icing, and then putting the lid on top. And then I let that sit in the refrigerator for I think maybe 3 days. The recipe says that it can be chilled up to 48 hours, but I think my icing turned out great from being in there 3 days, which is a little bit longer. But once your cookies are nice and cooled, you're ready to decorate. So since I made my icing ahead of time, all I did was scoop some icing out into a little bowl, and I stirred it until it got back to that thick consistency. And I didn't add any water to this batch because I wanted it to be for the borders. To make the glaze consistency of royal icing, all I did was add a little bit of warm water at a time to the royal icing. And I just mixed it and made sure that I got the nice consistency I was looking for. So the rule of thumb for me is if I get a spoon and I I run it through the bowl and the icing comes together within 10 seconds or in 10 seconds, then it's good to go. But if it takes a little bit longer for that little division from the spoon, then you can add in a little bit more water until it comes together more quickly. So for both icings, I placed them in a small disposable piping bag with a Wilton No. 3 tip. And you definitely want to use some disposable bags for this because it gets messy. So any cleanup help that you can get, take it. So once you have your icings all ready, you can start decorating. I kept my icing white and simple because I wanted to go sprinkle crazy. I have so many sprinkles, it's ridiculous. So I thought this is the perfect time for me to use some of those. So yeah, I wanted the sprinkles to be the star of these cookies. But if you want to make colored royal icing, then I suggest you use either paste or gel food coloring, and adding that in before you add in water for glaze consistency. And that's just because it's easier to incorporate the color into the royal icing. If you like the way I decorated these cookies, wait until the royal icing is completely firm. So you might want to wait overnight before attempting to decorate these cookies with some edible markers. So I got the idea to decorate those from the magazine cover, but what they did for this design is they use paintbrushes and food coloring with some water. But I use edible food markers because it's just a lot easier and less messy, and they're fun, you know? It's kind of like you're coloring. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying 24 days of cookies, and if you are, give it a big old thumbs up and leave me a comment down below and let me know what your favorite sugar cookie shape is. My personal favorite is the Christmas tree because I like to use little sprinkles or candies to decorate it, like little lights and ornaments. I just think it looks really cute. But yeah, as always, bake, be happy, and I'll see you guys here next time. Bye!